Right, hello and welcome back to the channel. I've got to be quick because I'm sat in the van with the aircon off and the engine off because it plays havoc with the audio on here and you don't want to be hearing that, and I'm going to start pissing out sweat everywhere in a minute. We've got a jam-packed episode for you today. We've got a flexible hose that very nearly leaked and very nearly flooded someone's house. We've got a burst pipe, or a pipe that's blown out of a fitting that did flood somebody's house. We've also got a kitchen tap that is an absolute pain in the arse that I forgot to start filming when I was halfway through it. So I'll take you back through that. Also, hang on till the end of the video because I go on the hunt for an elusive object that I had to have on a certain day. It was probably the hottest day of the year, but I had to have this item on that day. And you know when you do a postcode search, and so no one had one in stock, do a postcode search on all the usual sort of outlets for this item and you give like a 20-mile radius. No one had it in that, so I ended up travelling a fair old few miles to go and hopefully get what I needed to get, but you'll be interested to see what it is. So yeah, hang around for that. I'm gonna go because I'm beginning to sweat now. Hope you enjoy the video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, all that jazz, and let's get on with it. Right, this little job is a real straightforward little job, but it's going to save what could be a hell of a lot of damage. Let me show you. The customer noticed while cleaning, well, it's been gone for a while by the looks of it, that this rubber hose has, you know, like the metal sort of sleeving on it has perished, and it is just the rubber inside poking through. Now this is where splits occur. If that's split, it's obviously on the cold, mains pressure, this is upstairs. It would have just flooded the complete downstairs of this house. So, as I said, straightforward job. We'll just turn the isolation valves off both sides, whip these flexis off and replace with new ones that I've picked up. So, yeah, straightforward, but it could have been a proper costly problem if that had split, especially like in the middle of the night, or if they're out of work in the day, or even on holiday. I've seen that before. Little tip, I always tell customers this: just turn your main stop tap off when you go away for a couple of weeks or a week's holiday. It can just save a hell of a lot of issues. I say, if that would have gone when they were away, they'd have flooded downstairs. So, well, let's hope these isolation valves will turn off. They look like the older ones actually, which are usually a lot better. Let's get them off and get these changed. So we'll just turn the isolation valve off, like so. Open the tap up. And I say, these little, again, bread and butter jobs, I keep saying it. I've had a load of, you know, quick jobs like this, in and out jobs recently. I think because a lot of people don't want stuff doing over the summer. You know, if they're going on holiday, they don't want big jobs starting while they're away, or, well, some people prefer to be away, but as a rule over the summer tends to be just your smaller, or I find smaller little jobbing around jobs. I think we've caught this just at the right time. So we'll just get this off. There we go, look at that. I don't know if you can make that out, but it's just the rubber. It's really soft. There you go, you can see it. So even if, you know, a little bit of this metal wire poked through there, or anything, you can see it's starting to go again here as well. So yeah, good job we got to that. So let's chuck that one away and get a new one on. So easy as that. Just pop a new flexi on, tighten it up. bit of paste around that nut and olive. Turn the water back on. Turn the tap off first. There you go, that's that cold hose replaced. We'll replace the other one now anyway. We've got one here. So yeah, exactly the same process. Turn it off, replace it. Because no doubt if one's gone, you know full well the other one's going to go. So always replace things in pairs if you can. So as you can see today, I'm running around like an absolute maniac trying to get all these little jobs done. Loads of little jobs here, there and everywhere. So I have not got any chance to get to the shop to grab anything to eat. This neatly brings me on to Y-Food, who have kindly sponsored today's video. Y-Food is a meal replacement drink which works a treat today because, as I said, I haven't got a chance to go and grab anything to eat. So it's a meal replacement drink. It's not a diet drink, it's not a protein drink. It replaces what meal I would have, and it keeps you full 3 to 5 hours. So instead of going to the shops at 11 o'clock to grab some sandwiches or chocolate or whatever, I just have a Y-Food. And because, as you all know, we're in the middle of a heat wave, today's choice of Y-Food for me is, I don't know if you can see that, pina colada. It'll make me feel like I'm still on holiday from about 3 weeks ago. As it's the summer, they've got the pina colada flavour, they've got the fresh berry flavour, they've got mango, and they've got peach, so it gives that sort of summer vibe. So it's just a simple, practical meal replacement in a bottle with everything you need: vitamins, minerals, protein, fibre, and also they're kind to the planet. They're 100% recyclable. And alongside the bottle drinks, they also do the packets of Y-Food. And again, with these, you've got a range of flavours from coconut, berry, vanilla, chocolate, and they all come with a nice handy little Y-Food shaker as well. Also, Y-Food have kindly given me a 10% discount code, which I'll add into the bottom of here. So use the code MJTIFF10 and you'll get 10% off your first order at Y-Food. So I want to give a massive shout out to Y-Food, as always, for sponsoring this video. So make sure you hit the link, all the details are in the description below. We better get back to getting some of these little jobs done. It's something of a telltale sign when a customer has got the contents of his basement sat on the grass outside, drying in the sun. So some of you may recognise this house here. I did a renovation on this house probably 18 months ago or so now. I was out last night and I got a phone call from David, the customer, saying that he had water in his basement, basically a leak through the basement ceiling. I'm still here if you can't see me. Basically a leak through his basement ceiling and it had flooded the downstairs basement. So I told him, he said it was hot water, so I told him to turn the hot water off on top of the cylinder to isolate the hot water. We knew it wasn't the heating because, it's all right, this room's really low, this ceiling is literally just about my head height. We knew it wasn't the central heating because obviously the central heating hasn't been on and the water that was coming out was hot water. So he isolated it and it stopped it, and I said I'd get around first thing in the morning. He said, yeah, not a problem. So we got here this morning and he said to me the water was coming from this area here. Now I know where the pipes run. They dropped in this corner, ran through the ceiling in the basement and supplied the kitchen and a sink unit the other side of here. I have moved the pipe work. If we look up here, so this 15mm plastic pipe was wedged into this T, or it popped out of this T. It's been fine for 14 months, 15 months, just one of them things. It happened to pop out. I know exactly the comments we're going to get now. People are going to go, plastic pipes, they always pop, this is why I don't trust them. Yes, they can pop. In complete honesty, this is the first time I've ever had a plastic fitting pop out of a joint in probably around 10 years. And that is genuine. I've never had an issue. I've had them where rodents have chewed through them, but I've never had one pop out of a fitting in probably the last 10 years, genuinely. There's pros and cons to each. Copper, as we've seen from a video a couple of weeks ago, that copper had corroded and was leaking behind a wall. This plastic's popped out of a joint. I have known copper fittings, if not soldered correctly, to pop out of joints. It's pros and cons either way. I do copper work, I do plastic work. It's how it's dealt with afterwards. So what we'll do, I'm trying to get this light. There we go, I'll just leave that in there. What we're going to do with this one, you come, just put a bit of pipe down, elbow on the bottom, and connect back onto that hot feed. So yeah, we've got to sort that out. But again, it goes back to how transparent I want to be on this channel. It's a job I did a while ago. We've come to sort it out. We'll fix it. We'll get it straightened out. It's not a problem. These things happen. Anyone can do plumbing. It's how you rectify these issues for customers, for new customers. You know, they've got a problem, they want a solution, they want it sorted. So the customer's left me here to get this done. It's a fairly straightforward fix. So we'll get it sorted and get the water back on. So there we go, all sorted. Just extended that pipe, put an elbow on it and reconnected it up. Just been up, got the water back on, poured some water through the taps upstairs in the rest of the house, but there is also a tap down here. There we go, hot water's on. So, pulling a bit of air through. So there we go, all sorted. Quick, easy fix for that. Obviously panic stations yesterday when David came home and all of it was flooded, but we'll get all this cleaned up now, get all the crap out, and he'll be happy that that little issue's sorted. Right, so I've been to this job and it was one of these jobs where I thought I'll swing in, swing out, I'm not going to be here that long, I'm not going to bother filming it because it's just a run, well, I thought it was just a run of the mill, tighten a tap up that was loose on a worktop and change some cartridges. So I didn't film it. Now, it's got to a point now where I've just said to the customer, I should have filmed this because it's just, it hasn't gone wrong, it's just been really awkward. So, I will show you. We've basically got this tap on here. When I got here, it was just really loose. Okay, not a problem. Go underneath to tighten it up. As you can see, we've got a Belfast style sink here that goes right back to the end of the unit. So this tap is in fact, I don't even know if you can make it out, behind this plinth here. So I could barely, me being a dead small guy obviously, I could barely get myself under there to reach up. When I did, I could just feel the nut on the end of there. So this is where the Unilite tap kit came into its own. We used the extension bar, we used the knuckle on the end, we ended up using the other knuckle there, that and that. I'll just quickly build it up now and show you exactly how we had to use them fittings to get to the back of that tap. So that is built up. As you can see, you've got sort of like a knuckle adapter there and a knuckle adapter there, so that when the end of that tap was up the back of that sort of gap at the back, that was the only physical way of doing it. So as you're turning it, it's turning, if I can sort of show you, it's turning the whole lot. You'd never have done that with the good old trusted box spanners. So that just goes to show how handy these Unilite Tapex kits are. Before anyone says it, no, I'm not sponsored by Unilite. They haven't given me this. I bought this and I really ummed and ahed about buying it, and I featured it in probably about 5 or 6 of my videos now. And honestly, if you're thinking about one, get one. I might even see if I can get hold of one. I'm going to drop what I'll do just for the subscribers to it. I'll contact Unilite, see if they'll send me one out to give away as a prize. If not, I might even buy one and offer it out in a few weeks' time or a month's time as a prize in a competition. And I'll speak to Unilite as well, see if they can chuck some bits in. But I digress. So this tap is now solid. Now, we thought it was all good until we come to get these valves out. These were in and the tap heads were on. So we took the prongs, we took the handles off the top, not a problem, took the grub screw out. Now these would not come off for love nor money. I tried absolutely everything. In the end, we had to get a screwdriver in the side of it and prise it open. You can probably see there's just tiny little marks on it, but I spoke to the customer about it before, and there was just literally no way we could get it off. And you know, he said it's got to come off to be sorted. So if you can just make out on there some tiny little marks, but it is what it is. Sometimes you've got to do what you've got to do. So we took the old tap cartridges out, and then we went to the tried and tested Plum Base Special ceramic cartridge kit. If you've never seen it, they're so handy. So you get the cartridge that we've taken out, and you match it up near on, damn it, every sort of style of cartridge, valve, ceramic cartridge are in these boxes. So this one, we know, I've just tried it in position, is a CC1. So we'll get these two CC1s out and make them in. You have to, let me just show you, you have to sort of match them to the threads, because I don't know if you can make it out, you've got the threaded bit on the bottom here on both, and then on this one you've got a thread there and a thread there. The spline in the top has to be the same height as that one, and the same splines in it, some of them are different. So there's about 4 or 5 different things that you have to make sure these cartridges match up to. So we know, I've tried these in, we know these ones fit, so we'll pop that back in, pop that one back in that side, tighten them up. So that's them in. Before I put the heads back on, I'll just turn the water on just to make sure they're all okay. These taps have only been in 4 or so years, but they'd failed, and as you can see inside there, furred up all inside. To be fair, where we are in Warwick, the water is quite limey, hard water, and just plays havoc with a lot of stuff. So we know they're fine now. Before, the cold was just constantly dripping, like Chinese water torture. So yeah, so that's sorted. So we get the heads back on, build this back up, have a bit of a clean down, and it's another little job done. But as I said, I forgot to film it from the start. If you do YouTube or you do any sort of content, always film everything. I'm a prize one for getting halfway through a job and going, bollocks, I should have filmed that. So I thought I'd run through it as I have done. But yeah, we'll get this one made back up and another little job done. Right, so we're here at, I've gone like that and there's no sign for B&Q, but we are at Stratford-upon-Avon B&Q, and it is about 8:30 in the morning. It's already about 28 degrees, so we shall pop in. Oh, we got a tray on. It's always handy. So yeah, so we'll pop in and see if we can find this elusive item that I've teased you about. That today is something that I cannot not turn up with. So see if we can find it. They've said they've got it online, or I looked online and it said they had one, so I pray to God, well, so I'm hoping they have genuinely got one. Let's take you through the plumbing section. Let's have a quick look at what they're charging. 15mm pipe, Wednesbury, it's not Lawton, £10.94 plus VAT for a length of 15mm pipe. There you go. Let's have a look. Plumbing tools. See what they've got. It's surprising actually, sometimes when you go to these DIY places, they've got little fittings that can sometimes get you right out the shit that you never think of. Cool. Flush valve spanner. External tap. Oh, I've spotted it. I
spotted, well, I've spotted at least what I think it's going to be. So as I said, it's an item that I can't not get hold of today. Should be around here. It's got to be around here. I'm worrying now. I'm worrying. We might have to go and ask someone. Oh no, we're in. Spotted it. So as I said, it's something that I couldn't not turn up with today. I'm looking at it now. Can't not turn up with one today. Might have given it away by the temperature, but my grandson yesterday popped his swimming pool. So today I'm gonna pick up a little swimming pool for him. But yeah, there we go. Sometimes you've got to travel to get these things. So yeah, a little bit of a tease, but let's take a little swimming pool home for him. Morning.
Good morning, sorry.
It's alright.
Thought you'd much up the ads. Here we go fishing.
Yes, going fishing. Fishing for grass out of that, I suppose. Perfect, thank you.
No problem, you have fun fishing.
Cheers, thanks.
That's alright, do you want your receipt?
Yeah, best take it just in case.
In case there's a hole in it or
Yeah,
something.
magic.
Alright,
Thank you, cheers. Nice one, B&Q. As I said, I checked everywhere, all the usual outlets. But yeah, B&Q come through with it in the end, so gonna have one very pleased grandson. Hopefully, he won't put a hole in this one.